Hello students, welcome back. Today we will start with a new lesson in maths for class 4, division. Before we start, I will introduce to you the different terms which are used for division. Quotient, equal parts, divide, half of, ratio. I repeat, quotient. You can say find the quotient. Equal parts. Make equal parts of 10 or split 10 into equal parts. Divide. Divide 10 by 5. Half of 30 is 15. Half of 20 is 10. And ratio. The ratio of 2 is to 3. Now, can you see the signs over here? These are the symbols or the signs which are used for division. Now this sign is commonly used for division. This sign will be seen on the keyboard of your computer. I will show you how they look like. 10 divided by 5. 10 divided by 5. Now I have used this sign here. 10 divided by 5. I have used this sign. So I will show you one more example. 18 divided by 3. 18 divided by 3. Or 18 divided by 3. I have written it in 3 different ways, but the meaning is the same, that is division. Children, before we proceed with division, I would like to explain to you the fact that division is repeated subtraction. Division is repeated subtraction. We will see this with the help of this example. Children, there are 4 children here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have 12 flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, I want to distribute them equally among the 4 friends. So, what will I do? First time, let me give each one flower. Okay, I am giving 1 here, 1, and 1. Now, initially, how many flowers did I have, children? 12. Now, I have taken away and given 1 to each of the child. How many will be left? 12 minus 4 is 8. So, now, out of these 8 flowers which are left, I will again give 1 to each. 1, and 1 more. So, now, from these 8 flowers, out of these 8 flowers, I have again given 1 flower to each. That is, I have removed 4 flowers. So, how many flowers are left now? 4, right? Now, again let me distribute the remaining 4 equally. 2, 3, and 4. Now, I have 4 flowers left with me. I have given away or distributed all 4 amongst them. And how many are left now? Can you see any flowers left? No, there are 0 flowers. So, I have given each one flower at a time, and this way each child has got how many flowers? 3, 3, 3 and 3. Correct? Now, each child has got 3 flowers. So, they have got an equal share. Now, what have I done? I have distributed 12 flowers to the 4 children. I have distributed 12 flowers to the 4 children by giving away 1 flower each at a time. Okay? So, minus 4, minus 4, minus 4 till I have left 2 more flowers. So, I have subtracted 4 how many times? 3 times. 1, 2 and 3. So, the answer will be 3. This is first time I have subtracted, second time I have subtracted, and third time I have subtracted, so that each child has got 3 flowers. Now, This is repeated subtraction. This same statement can be written as, see children, you have 12 flowers in all. You need to divide it among how many children? 4. So, how many flowers did you get for each child? You have got 3 flowers for each child. So, this is the division statement. And this is the way you do it by repeated subtraction. Have you followed? This shows that division is repeated subtraction. Now, we will see some examples to divide the sums using repeated subtraction. Children, here you are given 16 divided by 8. So, we will subtract 8 from 16 till you get a 0. So, we will do it. First time, 16 minus 8 is how much? 8, right? Now, 8 minus 8 is how much? 0. So, are you left with anything here? You have got a 0, right? And how many times have you subtracted 8? This is one time and this is the second time. So, what will you write as an answer here? You will write 2 because you have subtracted 8 2 times. Understood? Look at the next example. Here you are told to divide 21 by 7. So which number are you going to subtract from 21? 7, right? So let's do it. 21 minus 7. How much it is? 14. Next time again you will subtract 7. 14 minus 7 is how much? 7. Now again you will subtract 7. 7 minus 7 is 0. Now once you have got a 0, you will count how many times you have done the subtraction. This is the first time, this is the second time, and this is the third time. So the answer will be how much? 3. Correct? 21 divided by 7 is 3. Children, before we start with the basics of division, I would like to tell you a few terms which are involved in division. Now, this is a sum here, divide 10 divided by 2, and I have written the answer is 5. Now, the first number here, that is 10, refers to the total number of objects. So 10 is the total number of objects. The second number here by which you divide is the number of groups. 2 refers to the number of groups. And the answer which you have got refers to the number of objects in each group. I repeat, the first number refers to the total number of objects. The second number refers to the number of groups. And the third number refers to the number of objects in each group. Now, we will take the first example. Now, how many objects are there? 10. And how many groups you have to make? You have to make 2 groups. And they should be equal groups, right? So, we will put this number 10 equally, we will distribute in these 2 groups. So, I put 1 here, 1 here, 2 here, 2 here. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how many objects have each group got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have distributed 10 objects or 10 things in 2 groups, and that too equally. So how many did I get in each group? I have got 5. So this is 5 objects in each group. So is it clear? Now you can even flip the number of groups and number of objects in each group. Okay, now I can do this way also. 10 divided by 5, the answer will be 2. That is, I have 10 total objects now, which I have divided into 5 groups. How many groups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have to put these objects equally in these 5 groups. Let us do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now what will you see? You have seen that each group contains how many objects? 2, right? So each group has 2 objects. So number of objects here will be 2. Clear? Now look at the same example. We have 10 divided by 2 equals to 5. 10 divided by 2 equals to 5. Okay. Now this number here, 10, is also called the dividend. What it is called? Dividend. The number 2 is also called the divisor. Number 2 is also called the divisor. And the answer that we get is called the quotient. What it is called? Answer that we get is called the quotient. Now children, you have to remember that the divisor always has to be smaller than the dividend. Okay? Now I will show you how to write a division sum. Suppose you are given divide 10 by 2. So you make a box like this. 2 is the divisor, that is the smaller number or the divisor will come out, and this dividend, which is a bigger number, will go inside the box. Now the quotient or the answer that we get, we will be writing here on top. So this is the divisor, which has to be a smaller number. This is the dividend, and the quotient we write on top. So this is the way we write any given division sum. Now we will see the relation between multiplication and division. Children, you all know that multiplication means putting equal groups together, and division means splitting it into equal groups. Now we will see this relation with the help of a small activity. This will explain to us the relation between multiplication and division. To explain this, I have a grid which is made up of stars. I have 3 rows of stars, 1, 2, 3, and 4 columns of stars, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, to count the total number of stars in this grid, we need to multiply, right? So first, let us multiply 3, that is the number of rows, multiply by 4, that is the number of columns. And what does that give us? Equals to 12. So the total number of stars in this grid are 12. If you count the stars, you can see that the total will be 12. Now, to write the division fact for this same multiplication sum, we have to write the total number of stars. How many total number of stars are there? There are 12 stars. Now, let me divide these stars into 3 groups. 1, 2, and 3. I have made 3 groups. So 12 I will divide by 3. And how many stars are there in each group? Can you count? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in each group there are 4 stars. So this is the division fact for this multiplication sum. Now the same multiplication can be done in the other way. Now see here, to find the total number of stars in this grid, there are 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 rows, 1, 2, 3. So we will multiply 4 columns and 3 rows, and that again will give us a total of 12 stars. Now again, in this grid there are 12 stars. To write the division fact for this multiplication sum, we will again take the total number of stars, that is 12. And I will this time divide it into 4 groups. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And how much does each group contain? 1, 2, 3 stars, 1, 2, 3 stars, 1, 2, 3 stars, and here also there are 1, 2, 3 stars. So 12 divided by 4 will again give me 3 stars in each group. So this is the division fact for this multiplication sum. Now, if you see, both multiplication and division are inverse operations. Inverse operations. Inverse means opposite. Inverse means opposite. Now, for any given multiplication fact, 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. For any given multiplication fact, you can write division facts also. For this multiplication fact, you can write 2 division facts. I will show you how. You can either write 8 divided by 2 will give you 4, or 8 divided by 4 will give you 2. So this is the way we write the division facts for any given multiplication fact. Now I will show you one more example how to write the division facts. Okay. Now I have a sum here, 5 multiplied by 8 is 40. Now the first fact how you will write, 40 divided by 5 is 8. Correct? And next time you can write 40 divided by 8 is 5. So how many facts you have got now? 2 facts of division. For one multiplication sum, you can write division sum in 2 ways. We will see some properties of division. The first property, when a number is divided by 1, then the quotient is the number itself. I repeat, when a number is divided by 1, then the quotient is the number itself. We'll see it with the help of an example. The first property, you take any number 10 divided by 1 will give us 10, the number itself. Second example, 15 divided by 1 will give us how much, children? Yes, 15, the number itself. So any number divided by 1 will give us the number itself. This explains the first property. Second property, when a number is divided by itself, we get 1 as the quotient. That means when you divide any number by itself, the quotient will be 1. I'll explain this. Look at this example. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Suppose I have 4 chocolates and I have to give them out to my 4 friends. How many chocolates will each friend get? 1. So 4 divided by 4 will give me 1. The next example, 10 divided by 10 will give me how much? 1. 15 divided by 15 will give me how much? 1. So any number divided by itself gives us the quotient 1. Is it clear? The third property, when 0 is divided by any number other than 0, we get 0. I repeat, when 0 is divided by any other number other than 0, remember this, the number has to be other than 0, then the answer again will be 0. Let us see this. The first example, 0 divided by 8 is how much? 0. So this number has to be a number but not 0. It can be any other number but not a 0. So 0 divided by 8 equals 0. The next example, 0 divided by 20 is 0. See here, this is a non-zero number, right? Other than 0. The third example, 0 divided by 50 is how much? What will be the answer? 0. So, this is the third property. Children, this was the last part of today's session. See you again in the next session with the same topic. Till then, stay safe, stay at home and be healthy. Thank you.